Okay, we'll call the extension of the July meeting of the Kernersville Planning Board to order. I'll turn it back over to Jeff. Well, Jeff, do we need to explain how things will be working?
Tonight is just the meeting to take action on the two public hearings to make recommendations to the planning board. And so you'll do your roll call and then you have your discussion with the board and motions and actions on the two public hearings, Kernersville Development Plan Amendment and a related rezoning case on Brookford. So those are the two action items for tonight.
Okay. Let's start with our roll call vote. Margaret Burks.
Here.
Diane Byers.
Here.
Luann Davis.
Here.
Jim Fredenberg.
Here.
Steve Hutchins. Tom McDaniel.
Here.
Nathan Meyer.
Here.
Chris Oakman.
Here.
Joe Orenstein. And Jim Waddell is present. So our first case we'll take up tonight is the Kernersville Development Plan Amendment. Curtis Swisher, agent for the town of Kernersville, for consideration of an amendment to the Kernersville Development Plan to amend the land use plan from low density residential to mixed residential for property located near the eastern terminus of Brookdale Forest Drive at Brookford Road, being all of PIN number 6885-92-5127 and 6895-01-3427. Zoning docket KDP-54. What's the pleasure of the board?
I move for the adoption.
Okay, we have a, who seconded?
I did, Nathan.
Okay, we have a motion for approval as presented and second by Nathan. Any further discussion on the board? Okay, if not, we'll call another roll call for the vote. Margaret Burks.
Yes.
Diane Byers.
Yes.
Luann Davis.
Yes.
Jim Fredenberg.
Yes.
Tom McDaniel.
Yes.
Nathan Meyer.
Yes.
Chris Oakman.
Yes.
And Jim Waddell is a yes, so it is unanimous. The next item on our agenda is a rezoning. Scott Wallace, agent for the owner. Petitioner requests a single-phase special use district rezoning from RS20 to RM8-S residential multifamily and RS12-S PRD residential single-family planned residential development special use district for property located near the eastern terminus of Brookdale Forest Drive at Brookfield Road, being all of PIN number 6885-92-5127 and 6895-01-3427, containing 58.76 plus or minus acres. The requested uses were residential single family, PRD planned residential development, residential building townhomes. This is zoning docket K7. What's the pleasure of the board? Any questions or discussions?
I would like to ask a question.
Sure, go ahead.
I was not able to get back out there and drive back down the other back end of Brookford Road. Can you turn, if you were going out of that development and turning left instead of right, going toward Medical Park, is Brookford Road, is that way? Is there an easy way out going that direction if you didn't have to go toward Medical Park?
If you come out of the proposed development and take a left
Mhm.
onto Brookford Road that heads to Bunker Hill, Sandy Ridge Road, giving you access down towards NC 66 down by Bishop McGinnis area.
So there is another way out of there. Does it end up at a stoplight?
No, it's a stop sign.
Jeff, this is Luann.
Go ahead, Luann.
So based on what Diane said, so with all because how many units are going to be in here? 178 units. So how are they going to get around if they can't, like, how are you going to turn left somewhere to get to work and back home?
When you pull out of this, the entrance to the subdivision they're required to build right and left turn lanes. And so it'll be a full service access onto Brookford. And it's estimated 75% of the traffic will head north on Brookford to the Kernersville Medical Parkway, and 25% or less will take a left down to Bunker Hill, Sandy Ridge.
Okay. Thank you. It's 82 single-family homes and 96 townhouses.
And then double that for two cars per family, possibly?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, in the staff report and in the briefing memo are the traffic counts with AM and PM peak traffic.
So Jeff, will NCDOT have some say in how anything's done once this, if we were to pass this or it passes with the Board of Aldermen? Will they have a say in whatever has to be done, if anything? For the
Yes,
road?
NCDOT, they participated in the DRC, the Development Review Committee. Development Review Committee meets after the initial submittal, made up of NCDOT, City County Utility Commission, Fire and Rescue, Public Service, all the utilities. So everybody involved with development reviews the project and makes comments to the Development Review Committee, and those comments are forwarded. NCDOT comment on this project was they're recommending, and town staff is also recommending, that on Brookford, even though it has a very low traffic count, that they still be required to build right and left turn lanes on Brookford to accommodate a safer flow at the entrance.
I think my concern was more once you get out of onto Brookford Road, getting turned left on Medical Park if you need to go left on Medical Park.
Oh, okay. The intersection of Brookford and Medical Park, in the memo I provided, or the staff follow up to Monday's meeting, staff requested a accident report from the police department. The police ran an accident report for the last 5 years. There were no related accidents associated with that interchange. I believe there was, in that accident report that's in that memo, in that area, there were 7 accidents caused by hitting deer. One person fell asleep. There was ice and snow on another one, and actually one was located in the VA parking lot area. So when you're looking at an intersection, to determine if another study is needed, the first thing you do is run that accident report. And so there was no related accidents to the design of the intersection.
Hey, Jeff, didn't you say Monday night that there's enough of a space between two, roads, well, not two roads, but the two lanes, that a vehicle can pull in there so that they won't get, in the traffic flow if there is a car coming, say, from the right-hand side?
Yes,
So
when
if you-
when the roadway was first built, and completed, we got calls from people who travel on that Brookford Road and had concerns about that pulling out into that meeting area. And so one of the improvements we made, we put stop bars. And so as a driver, you can pull out in the median and kind of catch yourself where the stop bars are. We also installed flashing intersection lighting to make people aware on Kernersville Meadow Parkway, there's an intersection ahead. We also began to enforce more speeding in that area. We also moved some stop bars and stop signs on Brookford up to the Medical Parkway. And so after those improvements, we stopped receiving complaints and concerns on the Brookford intersection. And I think of course, the accident report shows that it is a safe intersection. The other major thing we did on the Kernersville Medical Parkway was the town passed an ordinance. It is a town street. We passed an ordinance that prohibits through truck traffic. We were seeing FedEx Ground using the Kernersville Medical Parkway as a route, but now that has stopped. And so only trucks that can go on Kernersville Medical Parkway are delivery trucks to the medical facilities and rest homes on the Medical Parkway.
Jeff, aren't there plans at some point in the future to put on-off ramps at Macy Grove Road as well on Interstate 40?
Yes, currently we're working with NCDOT on the environmental phase of the interchange at Macy Grove and I-40. So that will add additional relief to the growing business and industrial logistic area that surrounds Macy Grove.
And it sounds like some of, there was a question about developing the other half of that property, or not half, but the other portion of undeveloped land, and that it was going to be cost prohibitive to go over Deep River. I'm assuming that is also true in the event of like a connector road to Twin Creek Road as well. Is that true?
That's correct. We've looked at this property with numerous other development groups, and basically we know what kind of culverts are needed or bridging is needed, because the Kernersville Medical Parkway has a massive box culvert system, and it's extremely expensive for the box culvert and all the fill to cross that deep river. And so I think there's only like 20 plus acres on that east side. And so there's no way you could develop that east side and make enough money to afford that crossing. So different groups have looked, no one has ever been able to make the numbers work crossing that deep river. And there's no other public access from the other direction from the east. So it's almost like it's landlocked. It's out there like an island because the cost of crossing a creek and no other public access.
Jeff, when you're just now talking about that, what Chris asked about, or when I'm looking at this map and the paperwork I have, you're talking about the section over by Volta Drive and Steen Road? Okay.
Yes, and
Thank
both
you.
of those are, yes, both of those are just private access roads. They're not available for access to this site.
I move to amend the Unified Development Ordinance of the town by rezoning the said property and all the conditions that are listed in our text.
Okay. We have a motion for approval as presented by staff.
I will second it.
Chris. Okay, we have a second by Chris. Further discussion for the board? Okay, we'll do a roll call vote. Margaret Burks,
Yes.
Diane Byers,
I'm gonna say I'm really torn on this, but I'm gonna say no.
Luann Davis,
I'm gonna say yes.
Jim Frydenberg,
Yes.
Tom McDaniel,
Yes.
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 Nathan Meyer,
Yes.
Chris Oakman,
Yes.
and Jim Waddell is a yes also, so the motion is carried. Okay, any other business to be brought forward the board tonight? Okay, if not, I'll declare the planning board meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim.